You want to know why most startup ads fail? Because they're trying to close the sale in the ad itself. I've worked on million-dollar ad campaigns for 9-figure startups. I've scripted them, I've recorded them, edited them, and even starred in them. And today I'm going to share exactly how you can make ads that actually work in 2024 and in 2025 if you're still watching this video. But first, we need to destroy a myth that's costing you money right now. Your ad's job is not to make the sale in that moment. Your ad's job, and the only job, is to get the click. Let me prove it to you with a real world example. We had a client here who was trying to sell a productivity app. Their original ad was beautifully produced, video explaining all the features and benefits, and the cost per acquisition was $127. And we replaced that with a simple phone video held up just TikTok style that started with, want to know why most productivity apps actually make you less productive? That's it. No fancy graphics, no elaborate explanation, just a hook and a cliffhanger that made people want to learn more. And the new acquisition cost was only $14 per customer. Here's another example. A SaaS startup was running ads showcasing their beautiful interface with advanced features, and they got nothing. We replaced that with, did you know that 93% of spreadsheet users are making this one fatal mistake? And clicks went through the roof. Why? Because we weren't trying to sell anything in that ad. We were just creating curiosity that could be only satisfied by clicking through to the next page. Now, before we dive into creating your ad, we need to talk about what happens after they click. Because if you haven't nailed down this part, you're literally throwing money away, and Facebook will eat up your ad budget all day long. The first question, what does your backend look like? Do you have a proper sales page? If not, stop what you're doing right now, turn the ads off, and you need a sales page first. Some place where once they click, you can actually send them to a conversion. You can actually send your customers to make a purchase. If you're just sending your customers to a website or a homepage, for example, and you're expecting your customers to click, 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 and then find the purchase, you are, again, throwing money down the trash. The second question is your data tracking set up properly? Have you double-checked that your pixels work? When somebody actually makes a purchase, does that information go back to Google or go back to Facebook, for example? I can't tell you how many startups I've worked with who were running ads without proper tracking. So let's talk about what's actually working right now. As I'm recording this video, it's October 2024. I'm assuming, or I can be pretty sure that this will still work going on into 2025. Let's talk about the two types of ads that are absolutely crushing it. What's nice about these two ads that I'm about to share is you don't need expensive equipment or fancy production team or even really fancy editing techniques. The first ad is what I'm calling TikTok style videos. It's raw, authentic, direct-to-camera content where it's shot vertically on your phone and you add captions and you're good to go. There's not much else to it. And this is not exactly UGC content because you, the creator of the ad, could be making this video and it works just as well. The second type of video that's working really well is what I'm calling karaoke style caption videos. You've seen these. It's kind of bold text moving across the screen. It could have a talking head. It could just be white screen with the black text over it and doing karaoke style. Here's the secret that most agencies won't tell you, that you can make both of these ads using CapCut or TikTok itself. You just download the video file and then you can upload that into Facebook or Meta and run that as an ad. A quick pro tip, one of my favorite tools is called Prompt Smart Pro, and you can put it on your phone, and what you do is you upload your script and you can read it and it will play as a teleprompter as you're recording the video. So even right now, I can look at the camera and I can read a script and it looks like I'm talking naturally to the camera. And you can do this on your phone as well. The tool is called Prompt Smart Pro. Now, the most important part of building an ad, it's not so much the video type or how you shoot it, it's the script itself. The message is what matters most. What I'm about to say might shock you, but I want you to go to the Meta Ads library right now. Find your most successful competitor and copy their ad beat for beat. I'm not joking. There's no plagiarism, please, for copying someone else's ad. There's no award for originality in advertising, and there's no honor really in trying to have your own, I'm doing it my way, or I want to do it my own unique style of ad. In fact, being original is just as expensive as saying, I'd like to waste a bunch of money testing an unproven concept. So let's break down exactly what works. 3 types of hooks that consistently outperform everything else, and then I'm going to show you how to use each one. If you're looking around, one of the best opening hooks that you can use is called the question hook. These are absolute gold because they force the viewer to engage with you mentally. Here are the exact formulas that are working really well right now. Start with this. Want to know why common practice is actually killing your desired outcome? Let me kind of give you a real example of how this has worked. For a marketing tool, for example, it would be like, want to know why your email list size doesn't actually matter? For a fitness app, this could be, want to know why counting calories is making you gain weight? If this was a productivity app, the opening hook would be something like, want to know why to-do lists are destroying your focus? The key here is to challenge a commonly held belief, make them think, wait, what? What are they talking about? I need to know more about this. And that's how you get them to click. Next up is what I call is a did you know hook. These work because they combine curiosity with authority. But here's the trick. Your did you know facts need to be simultaneously surprising and believable. The formula is, did you know surprising statistic of target audience are blank making this mistake? So here's what this looks like. For a sales tool, it would look something like this. Did you know that 81% of sales calls fail in the first 20 seconds? For HR platform app, it could be, did you know that the average hiring mistake cost $180,000? And if you were running a social media tool, it would be, did you know that posting at peak times is actually hurting your reach? It's a real, legitimate fact, but it sounds almost unbelievable. The secret sauce here is specificity. Notice how we're using exact numbers. It's not an accident. Specific numbers feel more credible than a big round number. Finally, the last hook that is working really, really well is called the wild fact hook. These are pattern interrupts, these are scroll stoppers, but they need to be relevant to your product. The formula goes, this blank unconventional approach increases your blank key metric by specific percentage. I'll give you an example if you're having trouble keeping up. For a sleep app, it could sound like this. This weird breathing pattern helped our users fall asleep 3.2 times faster. If you're an investment app, it would be, this grocery store habit helped our users save an extra $843 per month. Now, if you have an educational platform, this backwards study method improved test scores by 312%. Now let's talk about exactly how to create these ads, because the format is just as important as the hook. TikTok style videos, like we said, are crushing it right now, but there's a right and wrong way to do it. Here's the right way. Start with movement. Be walking, gesturing, or doing something in the first 3 seconds. Use casual, natural lighting. Studio lighting actually hurts the performance on some of these, so go stand in front of a window. Go outside. Just make it look as real and as raw as possible. Even shooting it in your car can be really, really effective. Keep the camera slightly below eye line so it feels a little bit more authentic. Don't shoot it way up here. Use solid colors, nothing flashy. Use quick cuts between points, no long pauses. Add text overlays for key points. You can add captions in these TikTok style. You don't have to go crazy Hormozy style captions. And one thing I would add, one thing to maybe spice it up a little bit, is to film in different locations for each main point of the video. Now, if you're recording a TikTok style ad, let me talk about what can kill performance. Is one, staring at a static shot where you just have the camera completely still. Using a ring light because they can see the ring light in your eye. We're way past that. Having perfect hair and makeup, so if you are recording it or if you're instructing someone, a UGC actor, to do it, make it not look perfect. They should not be perfectly beautied up. Another thing that can kill ad performance is scripted robotic delivery, or long unedited takes, or a corporate background, or bland and boring background. Now let's talk about the other video type, karaoke style video. Here's what we see is working, and here's exactly how to make it. Big bold text should take up 50% of the screen. I would add no more than 2 to 3 words per block. I would not add a huge, if you're doing karaoke style, the most words on screen would be less than 8. Let's say 3 to 8 words on screen. High contrast colors, so that's white text on dark backgrounds or black text on white backgrounds. We don't want to try to blend things, so you don't have to be too colorful. You don't have to be red and blue and yellow. Something very clear and contrasty. Text animation should match the speaking rhythm, so if you are going to do that karaoke, make sure the karaoke follows the words. The background footage should be slightly blurred, or again, just use a plain white background. And let's talk about the mistakes that I see a lot with karaoke style videos. Biggest mistake is the text is too small, or you have complete sentences on screen, or you're trying to use fancy fonts, or you're using too many colors, distracting stock footage in the background, text that moves too slow, or text that moves too fast. When you're recording the karaoke style videos, or when you're just doing the audio, speak a little bit slower than what feels natural. A lot of people, when they hit the record button, they tend to speed up and try to get everything out and so it ends up being kind of like 150% faster than what it needs to be. Slow down a little bit. Now, here's a hack that nobody talks about. Create multiple versions of the same ad with different background footage, but with the same text and voiceover. These are easy ways to test different ad creative. When everyone's always talking about testing different ad creatives, they're not talking necessarily about creating entirely new scripts or new videos. Sometimes it's as simple as changing the text from red to blue, for example. Or in the case of the TikTok video, maybe you record outside for one version and you record inside for the second version. To wrap it up, remember, your ad is not your sales pitch. It's just the first date. Don't try to get married on the first date. Think of it like this. If your ad is trying to make the sale, you're asking someone to make a decision before they have all the information. But if your ad creates curiosity and drives them to the sales page, now they can get the full picture and make an informed decision. This is how $1 million ad campaigns are built. Not with fancy production values, not with clever creativity, but with a deep understanding of human psychology and a relentless focus on one specific behavior: the click. One last thing before we wrap up. Don't get discouraged if your first few ads don't hit. Even with these proven formulas, we have to test and iterate every single time. So here's what to test first. Try each hook type with the same message. Test different background footage with the same hook. Test different text colors and placements. Test different opening movements for your TikTok videos. What I would not test, or what I would kind of leave out of your kind of A/B testing, is don't test multiple messages at once. Don't test different hooks with different visuals. Don't make more than one change at a time. And remember, the goal isn't to create the perfect ad on your first try. The goal is to create an ad that gets clicks and optimize from there. If you want to learn how to build your startup funnel, check out this video right here.